Welcome to Durham Cathedral's Online Quiet Day. This Sunday is dedicated to the Apostle Thomas, who is popularly known as Doubting Thomas, and whose name means the twin. As reported in the three synoptic Gospels, that is, Matthew, Mark, and Luke, Thomas was called by Jesus to be one of Jesus' 12 disciples. He is also mentioned among them in the Gospel according to John, and also the Acts of the Apostles. I'm drawn on this feast day of St. Thomas to his pilgrimage as a disciple, from one who felt the need to understand in order to believe, to that moment when he may have encountered belief by faith. Let us first meet Thomas in John chapter 11, the reading from verses 14 to 16. So then Jesus told his disciples plainly, "Lazarus is dead, and for your sake I am glad I was not there, so that you may believe. But let us go to him." Then Thomas, also known as Didymus, said to the rest of the disciples, "Let us also go, that we may die with him." It is a curious remark to make. Let us also go, that we may die with him. Jesus had said, "For your sake I am glad that I was not there when Lazarus died, so that you may believe." Had Thomas already anticipated the miracle that Jesus was to raise Lazarus from the dead? But Thomas did not say, "Let us also go, that we may see the Lord's glory fulfilled in power." Seeing may not have been enough for Thomas. Did Thomas wish for something to happen to him personally, so that by that experience he would believe? Let us now join Thomas again in John chapter 14. Thomas said to Jesus, "Lord, we don't know where you are going, so how can we know the way?" Here we meet Thomas, the questioner, the seeker of understanding. He's journeying through understanding to believe. Jesus is in full flow, speaking to his disciples about his earthly death, where he will be after that, and a rather material description of that place he's going to. "My Father's house has many rooms." He tells them that he will prepare that place for his disciples who would follow him. Thomas interjects, "Lord, we don't know where you are going, so how can we know the way?" I wonder if Thomas is an extrovert, because he seems to be thinking aloud. He externalizes and articulates what has jumped into his mind. Thomas's question triggers one of the most discussed and quoted of Jesus' words. Jesus answered, "I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me." In Thomas the questioner, we meet the active listener, attentive to what Jesus was saying. This is not someone whose questions are indicative of doubt or unbelief. Thomas does not doubt that there is the way. The way is where Thomas wants to journey on. He wants to know how he can know the way. Rather than doubt, Thomas simply exposes his need to progress his understanding. Our next encounter with Thomas is in John chapter 20. It is that familiar scene from which Thomas acquired his label, Thomas the Doubter. So here is that scene. Verses 24 and 25. But Thomas, who was called the twin, one of the 12, was not with them when Jesus came. So the other disciples told him, "We have seen the Lord." But he said to them, "Unless I see the mark of the nails in his hands, and put my finger in the mark of the nails, and my hand in his side, I will not believe." Thomas reacts against his friends, telling him, "We have seen the Lord." Unless I see the mark of the nails in his hands, and put my finger in the mark of the nails, and my hands in his side, I will not believe. Well, I believe that we must enact that scene as Thomas enters and hears his friends say that they had seen Jesus alive. Imagine how Thomas was feeling after Jesus' crucifixion. That's how we find him as he enters that scene. He, Thomas, has been grappling with the sense, perhaps, of lost hope. His journey in understanding may never be complete. He may never truly believe what Jesus has told them because he had not fully understood. So, who was Thomas's remarks addressed to? But he said to them might be indicative that Thomas did not believe his friends, that he did not believe that the other disciples had really seen Jesus. He may have been asking them, "Did you put your fingers in the mark of the nails? Did you put your hand into his wounded side?" Thomas was not doubting Jesus, but instead challenging his friends. How did you know it was Jesus? Then this happens, as reported in verses 26 to 28. 8 days later, Jesus' disciples were inside again, and Thomas was with them. Although the doors were locked, Jesus came and stood among them and said, "Peace be with you." Then he said to Thomas, "Put your finger here and see my hands, and put out your hand and place it in my side. Do not disbelieve, but believe." Thomas answered him, "My Lord and my God." It is not explicit that Thomas did put his fingers in Jesus' hands, nor his hand into Jesus' side. But we are given Thomas's reaction, "My Lord and my God." A week after he had dismissed his friend's testimony of seeing Jesus, Thomas believes. But although he indeed sees the resurrected Christ in person, he now believes not with his mind by reasoning, nor his body by physical touch. Instead, he utters and expresses what he knows and believes. My Lord and my God. Our encounters with Thomas bring us to reflect on our condition. Here is Thomas again in verse 29. Jesus said to Thomas, "Have you believed because you have seen me? Blessed are those who have not seen and yet have come to believe." We are among the countless who have not seen Jesus in his earthly and resurrected person. Blessed are those who have not seen and yet have come to believe. Jesus had observed and felt perhaps the anguish of Thomas's pilgrimage as a seeker, as he sought to believe. Was Jesus saying to those who need or feel the need to believe by understanding that those who believe by faith are not weighed down by their need for human understanding, and instead they receive unencumbered and are blessed with joy in believing? Thank you for journeying with us on this quiet day.